Hey there, friends and family. Tyler Fulghum, Doug Kezirian, Joe Fortenbaugh here in Las Vegas, gearing up for the start of the NBA season, which, don't look now, just a couple weeks away from tipping off, meaning the Golden State Warriors will defend their most recent title, guys. But all is not quite copacetic by the Bay. If you hadn't heard, Draymond Green and Jordan Poole getting into a physical altercation. Green threw a punch, apparently, maybe facing some discipline from the team. We know they're talented, but Joe, any concern for the locker room chemistry given Draymond's latest run-in with the teammate?
No, but I could see how people would have that because the last time he had a run-in with a teammate, it was a big reason why Kevin Durant left town. Now, maybe KD was going to leave anyway. That's up for debate, but the reality is that didn't help the situation. So now people are naturally going to look at this and they're going to ask themselves, is it going to be the same thing? I don't think so. The elder statesman of the team, Andre Iguodala, was tweeting about this right after it happened.
Really?
He was tweeting praise for Jordan Poole, nothing but positive things to say. He was talking about how it's family business when it comes to Draymond Green. Iguodala's been around that team from the beginning. If he's going to be out speaking publicly on it the way he is, I have a feeling they're going to be able to handle it in-house, especially considering Poole doesn't have the juice Kevin Durant did back when that incident occurred.
Steve Kerr calls Iguodala the adult in the room.
Yes.
I think we see this sort of story, not exact story. We see this sort of story in the past with other sports and other teams, and it's just, is the juice worth the squeeze? Right now, that is worth it for the Warriors. They take the good with the bad, or in this case, the bad with the good, and it's just Draymond being Draymond, right? And ultimately, he's their mouthpiece. When you wear a mouthpiece, you play tougher.
Yep.
When he's on the court, they all play collectively tougher, and he literally chirps all the time as well. So he's just that sort of energy provider for the team. The question is, can they continue what they build on that success from last year? Will this kind of derail them? This won't. This will be a forgotten story. Draymond Green, for all we know, could have been playing games. And this might be part of his objective of pulling the strings.
Wow.
The puppet master.
That would certainly be something. We know Jordan Poole's got that nice, wet step-back jumper, apparently a strong chin as well, as the graphic said right there. He was not hurt by Draymond's punch. So maybe you're right. Maybe Draymond took it easy with just a left jab rather than a right cross. Will this in any way affect how we handicap or bet the Warriors this season? They got a win total of 52.5. Second shortest odds, Doug, to win the NBA championship repeat. They're 6-1. Boston, even though they're going through something, is plus 575. So the two teams we saw last year. Is there any way you want to wager or handicap
I actually lean to the over. I actually do not think there'll be much of a letdown for this Golden State squad. In fact, and it's crazy to say this because they won it all, but not a ton went right for them, at least during the regular season. Green, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry only played a total of 11 minutes together during the regular season. Think about that. Not 11 games, 11 minutes. Because they were battling injuries. They had Wiseman gone for the season as well. Now, that allowed other pieces to the puzzle to evolve, like Andrew Wiggins, the all-star, had a huge NBA Finals.
Yep.
Curry was obviously awesome. Now, he is entering age 35 season, but I think this team will have the perfect balance of youth and lineup flexibility for Steve Kerr to sort of optimize the regular season. So normally an NBA season of 82 games has its peaks and valleys. It can get monotonous for a defending champ. But I think guys like Wiseman, Kuminga, Moody, and some of the role players that are new to the team like DiVincenzo and JaMychal Green will sort of add energy, and they'll get wins that they normally wouldn't just because that the system they have and this young trio that they have, I think, will lead the way.
Let's balance out our lineup here a little bit and welcome Erin Dolan into the conversation. Erin, I know you're excited for the NBA season to get started in light of what we know now about this little dust-up at a practice between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green. How are you looking at the Warriors as they embark on a title defense?
I agree with Doug. I would lean towards the over on that win total there. Again, sitting at 52.5, 53 wins last season, despite all the hiccups that they had throughout the entire season. And get this, under Steve Kerr, in all 6 seasons in which there was an 82-game season, they've had at least 53 wins. They got the veterans on the team. They also have that youth. There are little question marks surrounding the youth and how they'll end up playing this season, but the Golden State Warriors are a very solid team. They're not a team I would take to win the NBA Finals because I do think a lot of stars have to align for this team. But overall, I am very excited about the NBA starting for one. And then in terms of this little scuffle thing going on, I just wish we had a video because we'd have some more context about what was really going on, but we don't have that, unfortunately.
Erin, I know you got a lot of siblings. Have you ever thrown punches with brothers and sisters? Was it easily resolved after the fact?
Actually, on Christmas, since I have over 35 younger first cousins, we did this like family brawl things where we make the younger kids fight, which looking back is really terrible to do because now we're all grown up. But nonetheless, yes, when you have siblings, you've definitely thrown some punches.
All right. We appreciate your context and hope everyone stay safe, pardon me, during the holidays that are upcoming in the Dolan household. You got a couple of kids at home that I know like to wrestle one another, and you're very familiar, obviously, with this Golden State Warrior team, Joe. How are you thinking about them as we enter this next season?
Not sure how to follow that. Really not sure how to get it back on track. I would say I lean with Doug to the over. They won 53 last year, and if you look at the scoring differential, it should have been closer to 55. They actually underperformed a little bit due to expectation. I think the key point being that Klay Thompson didn't join them until later in the year.
Right.
You didn't have James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga. I think that's the X factor. That is a dude poised to take a huge step forward. If I'm making a play here, and I'm probably going to get in for a little bit, I'd play the over on the
Yeah, I would play the over as well. And looking at the Western Conference, we just saw, you did, up close and personal, Victor Wembanyama play here in Las Vegas earlier this week, and a lot of teams are going to be tanking for his services. Of the 6 teams in the NBA that have win totals in the 20s, 4 of them are in the Western Conference. Now, I don't believe any of them are in Golden State's division specifically, but there is more opportunity to beat up on some of these very bad teams. The Houstons, the San Antonios, the Utahs of the world, even teams like we know like Sacramento who are trying to win, still win totals in the mid-30s.
So you're saying picking up a couple extra wins or avoid some losses.
Avoid some losses, yes.
Steph's hurt, gets a load management day.
You
or
can
something.
rest Steph and Klay, and I think Kuminga and Wiseman and the others can take care of a Houston, can take care of a Utah, and pick up those wins. Just something to consider in this Western Conference.
The margin of it, I mean, you're only talking like a ceiling of 58 wins versus like 45 wins or something. And that range is not that wide, all things considered.
All right, we're playing nice here on the desk. No punches thrown yet. We'll see if anything happens with Poole and Draymond Green as we look at the Warriors getting ready for the upcoming season.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.